Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DFS experience for Sunday, May 1st. We have a two-game playoff slate. We're going to start with DraftKings. We're going to jump right in. We're going to start with Mr. Morant, 9,600, highest point guard on the slate, as he should be. Does a little bit of everything. Hasn't been efficient last few games, but still contributed rebounds. As Ja goes, the team goes. So 52, 53, 46, 65, 46. That's elite consistency coming out of Ja Morant, coming from a person like him. And him being 9,600, he's underpriced for what he can for his ceiling. As we all know, he's giving us 52, 53, 46, 65, and 46 fantasy points, shooting 9 of 16, 5 of 18, 4 for 13, 9 of 22, and 4 for 14. Just think about that. Think about if he had a good shooting game. So, Ja Morant underpriced. He's going to be a lot for me. Yes, Golden State's swarming defense should be able to slow him down a bit, but Ja is matchup proof, and like I said, he gets fantasy points a plethora of ways. So I'm not going to let the matchup deter me. And there's no other point guards on the slate that's actually remotely close to putting up his production. Maybe Curry, but not as consistently. Curry could have a bad game, his team will still win. Ja Morant has a bad game, his team is in the toilet. Ja Morant is more essential on this slate than Curry, especially with Poole, especially with Clay. They could go off any game and take over. Ja Morant does have Desmond Bane, but Desmond Bane gets a lot of his looks from Ja Morant driving, taking a lot of the attention off of Bane, and then hitting him with the open look. So hitting him with the pass for the open look. So I prefer Ja Morant over everyone else. Curry, 8,900. He's absolutely in play, but as far as fantasy goes, he's inconsistent, and like I just said, he can have a bad game and still win, so he's not as essential. He's back to his full minutes, 37, 38 minutes, 23 shots, 59 fantasy points and 47 fantasy points last two games, and that's absolutely amazing, but don't be surprised if he has a down game. The reason I only mention the last two games, because those last two games he played near his full minutes. So that's the only two games that really matter. Jrue Holiday's in play, 8,200. Still no Middleton. He'll absolutely be in play also. He hasn't had any spectacular games yet, but they're going to need spectacular games from him if he's going to beat Boston. So I'm definitely going to be playing Jrue Holiday for his ceiling and for the potential of what he could do with no Middleton. Jordan Poole's in play, but you gotta put rules. You can't play both Curry and Poole. I mean, you can, but the probability of them both going off at the same time is probably lower than usual. So I'd probably play Curry and Clay, or Poole and Clay, or 2 out of the 3. But if you play all 3, you're asking for trouble. Marcus Smart's in play. He is the engine that makes that team go. Took a while for a lot of people to see it, but I already knew what it was. I've been saying all year, all season, the Boston Celtics have 5 two-way players. If you're a two-way player, you're amazing for fantasy because you get fantasy points on both ends of the court. It's really not that hard. Tyus Jones, if you need value. And I think for the first game, I'm not going to get too cute, and I'll stop at Tyus Jones as far as point guards. Let's go to shooting guard. Jaylen Brown. We all know what Jaylen Brown is. I love Jaylen Brown if he plays. If he doesn't play, that just means he play more Tatum. More Smart, more Tatum, and whoever they start in Brooklyn. If they start White, great, go play him. If they move Smart up to shooting guard and play Pritchard, There's your value. Pay attention to starting lineups or injuries. Klay Thompson's in play. Remember my rule: 2 out of 3. Don't play all 3. Bane is in play. I'd pair him with Ja if I'm playing Ja. As Ja goes, Ja's um, if, if, if if Ja is drawing the double team, then Brooks and Bane will be the recipients of open looks. So I pair Ja with one of the two. Okay. So Bane's in play. Brooks is in play a little bit cheaper. Grayson Allen's in play. Connaughton for value. I'd stop there. I know Gary Payton had a good last game, but you can't depend on that. Last 5 games: 20 minutes, 18 minutes, 14 minutes, 7 minutes, and 26 minutes. He's one of the most playing under Steve Kerr. Gary Payton has been one of the most unreliable fantasy players this season. It's not his fault. He plays when he's told, but Golden State's bench has been one of the worst reliable benches for fantasy all year long, and it's not debatable. Let's go to small forward. Giannis, listen, Giannis is 1100. He's too cheap. You lock him in. He's more of a lock than John Morant. Tatum, if there's no Brown, you lock him in also. Make multiple lineups. Have some with Ja and Tatum. Have some with Giannis and Tatum, Giannis and Ja. But so far, those 3 are locks for me. And Tatum's a lock if there's no Brown. I usually play both Tatum and Brown together. But let's see how this first game shakes out, and then we'll have more of an idea of how we want to go about this. Wiggins is okay. He's the 4th best player on the team, but he could be he's going to be the 5th best starter if they start the PTSD lineup, which is Poole, Steph, Thompson, Draymond, and then that lineup they start with Wiggins. He's going to be the 5th best player on that team, and he's probably going to have the 5th most fantasy points out of that starting unit. So you don't really want him at 5,600, because for him to even hit 30 points, that's going to be a stretch. So now when he's been hitting value 32, 30, 37, they've been starting Looney and playing him a few minutes, so Wiggins gets a little bit more usage. If they start Poole, Thompson, Steph, Draymond, and Wiggins, his usage goes down. He might get a few more rebounds, but that's going to be very risky. I'm not saying that he can't hit value, but probability of him getting the value that you need, the salary points that you need out of him, with playing those 5 starters, goes down expeditiously. Kyle Anderson, no thanks. Grant Williams will absolutely be in play if there's no Jaylen Brown. And let's pay attention to starting lineups, because I don't even know if Robert Williams is fully healthy yet. We'll get to that in a second. Draymond's in play at 6,600. Portis is in play. He's going to be very important without Middleton. Brandon Clark I play Brandon Clark almost every slate. He hits value almost every slate. I mean, 28, 32, 30, 47, 45 off the bench. My man took 9 shots and had 45 fantasy points, 33 minutes, 17 points, 3 blocks, 5 assists, 11 rebounds. I've been preaching Brandon Clark all season. It's not a revelation. Now he's more money than Jaren Jackson Jr. Jaren Jackson Jr. is an average player, and with defensive skills that could shot block. That's all he is. Jaren Jackson Jr. is a 6'9", 6'10"? He's a 6'10" Rudy Gobert. He has no ceiling. He'll never be anything. He's 5,900 for a reason. He's an average player that could block shots. That's it. Al Horford is a better play. I love Al Horford. No Otto Porter Jr. Otto Porter Jr. was mic'd up, like 3 weeks ago. And my man said, yo, I can score a lot of points if I wanted to, but I'm not here for that. So my man's going to be on the court, not looking to score. Then he ain't going to be my fantasy lineups. So no Otto Porter for us. I don't care how much he is. He's not out there to do anything. I don't want him. We're here for fantasy points. Let's go to center. Okay. Brook Lopez is in play. Robert Williams. Let's see what it says. Celtics head coach Hideko said Williams will come off the bench. Wait, this is old. This is old. So this is what we got to do. Well, this is what I got to do. I don't know about you guys. If you want to play Robert Williams, I'd go on Twitter and I'd see if I could, I'll see if I could dig up any information on Robert Williams to see if he's healthy. Because if he's healthy and he's starting and he's playing full minutes at 5K, that's a problem. He's going to hit value in a quarter and a half. So that's going to be our question of the day. Let's see what's going on with Robert Williams and go from there. But Robert Williams looks amazing at 5K, even if he is going to play, 30 minutes, 28 minutes. If he's playing high 20s and minutes, I'm firing him up at 5K. Tice may be irrelevant now, with Robert Williams cutting into his minutes, even as a backup. Tillman is trash, and Looney they may not play. They may not need Looney versus Tillman because he's gonna start for Memphis. Looney had a game where he extra minutes. That was the last game he played 22 minutes. Took 2 shots. Usually he's 13, 11, 9, 12, 22. He still needs fantasy points to do anything. So Kevin Looney is unplayable. And I don't even think they'll need him for Xavier Tillman. It's not like Steven Adams, and he's going to be banging with Steven Adams. They're going to have Tillman out there. So Kevin Looney is not playable. So let's get 5 guys and let's get out of here. Definitely starting with Giannis. Let's go Robert Williams until I hear otherwise. 11. Let's do. I really don't want to fade Tatum. Let's do. Alright. Let's say Brown is out. You play Tatum. You play Smart. Because if there's no Brown, Smart is almost a lock for me. And then we want to do maybe Grayson Allen or Pat Connaughton to save money. Grayson Allen. So I got Bobby Williams, I got Giannis, Tatum, Grayson Allen, and I got Marcus Smart as 5 guys to like for DraftKings. And I might be even able to use them in a team depending on what news we get. I need to hear about Brown, and I need to hear about how healthy Robert Williams is. And then I'll be able to figure out how I'm going to go about playing this slate. But everything I just told you is where I'm headed as far as how I'm looking at this slate. Listen, if you're new here, welcome to the playoff show, playoff video, whatever you want to call it. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you watching this video. I know it's Saturday. Y'all got better things to do, but I want to get you guys prepared because the slate starts at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So I want to get ahead of this, and I didn't want to make the video too late. Tomorrow's May 1st. Right now it's April 30th. Tomorrow is May 1st. Patreons renew, and if you're going to, if you're in the Patreon and you're coming back again, I will be adding MMA into all the packages. It's not, MMA once a week or whatever. So I'm going to be throwing in MMA into the packages to help, balance it out with NBA dwindling down because of the playoffs. I might be adding other sports like NASCAR too. I'll let you guys know, but I'll be adding things to the tiers so that there's more slates to play. And if you're not in the Patreon and you've been having trouble formulating winning lineups, then listen. What my Patreon is about is that if some people don't have time to do their own research, watch games, look at stats, wait for news, see who's injured, see who's playing, see what's going on with Robert Williams, things like that. That's what I do. I do all the heavy lifting, I do all the research, I make updated optimal lineups and send them out to you right before lock. So that's what I offer. So Patreon linked in the description, and start fresh May 1st. We're gonna go to Fanduel. The players aren't gonna change as far as my player pool, but their salaries will. So let's start with point guard. Jaws 10K, he's fine. Curry is fine. Drew Holiday looks good. Pool, remember the rule, 2 out of 3. Marcus Smart looks phenomenal. With Brown or even without Brown. With Brown, he looks great. Without Brown, he looks phenomenal. Tyus Jones is in play. And if there's no Brown, there's a trickle-down effect. Yes, either one of Derek White or Payton Pritchard will be viable, but we don't know which one. If one of them starts, it'll be great, but it'll probably most likely be Grant Williams starting. So pay attention to starting lineups. Okay, Brown. If he plays, he's in play. Desmond Bane looks pricey, but he's worth it. Poole, Thompson, all in play. Don't play both. Andrew Wiggins, he's in my player pool, but I'm not gonna play him. Grayson Allen's in play. Dylan Brooks looks great at 5,200, but listen, he's shot dependent. We all know that. No Gary Payton for me. Let's continue. Giannis looks good. Tatum looks fine. Connaughton for value. No Porter. Anderson if you must. I believe Concher was getting some minutes also. Oh, never mind. That was 9 minutes. Excuse me. Alright, let's go to power forward. Draymond. Portis is in play. Jaren Jackson is Brandon Clark. Okay, this is criminal. For Brandon Clark to be cheaper than Jackson. Locking Brandon Clark. Horford looks good. Bobby Williams, too cheap, 4,900. Grant Williams, if he starts. For Brown, that's out. If Brown is out. Tice is in play, could play, but Bobby Williams would take some of his minutes. Tillman is unplayable. Kevin Looney's unplayable. Alright, I shouldn't say Tillman is unplayable. He's not unplayable, he's just very bad. Looney's unplayable. And at center, we have Brook Lopez. That's about it. And we won't be Brook Lopez, and he's okay. But I prefer Bobby Williams. Unless he helps for lineup construction. If you built such a lineup where you have Bobby Williams at power forward and you have Horford, because I like those both. I like them both better than Lopez, but Lopez can have a game where he hits his shots and gets 4 or 5 blocks. So you can't really sleep on Brook Lopez. But let's wrap this up and let's pick 5 players and let's get out of here. Once again, starting with Giannis. Tatum is 10-3. Guess I'll go to Tatum. Going Bobby Williams. I'm going Marcus Smart at 6,300. And at shooting guard, what do we have? 5,300. I could take Clay at 65. So I got Marcus Smart, I got Klay Thompson, I got Jason Tatum, I got Giannis, and I got Bobby Williams. And if you're listening to this video, I'm taking Bobby Williams, providing that we hear that he starts, that he's gonna play at least 25 minutes and up. You know, he doesn't have any, he's not questionable. It says nothing about his injury, but I definitely have to dig into that, because if he's playing full minutes, he's severely underpriced. Okay, that's going to be the end of the video. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys are having a great Sunday. I'm sorry. I hope you guys are having a great Saturday. And I'll see you guys later. All right, ciao.